everybody. Welcome to the VIP podcast where we talk all things from fashion dolls to pop culture. I'm your host, Just Like Magic.
And I'm your host, Baby Popstar.
And today we will be discussing the lore and deep diving into the Disney VIP doll line in depth correctly and being explained to you by the OG Disney Channel expert.
And we will also be adding in our raw inputs and opinions towards the end of the video, so stay tuned.
We all know that merchandise is always a big part of building the hype for movies or even TV shows when it comes to, marketing. Some of the hit popular shows and the movies for the Disney Channel at the time that got dolls in the past were Kim Possible, which is one of my personal favorites. The Disney Store also did a collection for her, and the brand Equity Toys, they also did a collection, which I personally love. It's one of my top ones that's up there. And then number two, we have Lizzie McGuire, which the company Dakin did a doll inspired by her in the TV show, which I personally don't really like the face on the doll, but the fashions are very cute and I can really appreciate that. And then we also have the Disney Store, which is my personal favorite one because it's inspired by the animated Lizzie, which she is really cute. And number three, we have That's So Raven, which the That's So Raven dolls were made by Mattel, which is my personally favorite one. The first outfit she is wearing in the intro title episode with the mushroom on it, so that is my favorite one. And then we also got a second one, which is basically, like a hair play one, which she was really cute. And then number four, we have the Camp Rock dolls made by Jakks Pacific and Mattel. The Jakks Pacific ones, the quality is very well, but I don't feel like the face is perfect. It doesn't capture the actresses very well. So I enjoy the fashions on those. I just don't really like the face. But the Mattel ones, they're very cute. They're on skipper bodies, and I enjoy the faces. It's just the quality for the outfits on those dolls are really cheap, but I can appreciate they're cute as a whole. Number five, we had Hannah Montana, which obviously Jakks Pacific, like I mentioned, did work on the Hannah Montana dolls. Luckily, the faces do resemble Miley, but there's some faces that, like I said, not a lot of people like. I prefer the 2009 Hannah Montana doll that they used for the movie, which I think the mold looks more like Miley. And then my second favorite one that we got were the Mattel ones, which they basically had Barbie skipper proportions, so they were a bit smaller, but the faces are really cute. So that's why I personally like them. And then we also had a Disney Store Hannah collection for the movie and around season one, which I'm not a fan of the faces, but the fashions were great, amazing quality. And then number six, one of my other favorites, we got Wizards of Waverly Place dolls, which they do share the same proportions as I mentioned with the Hannah Montana dolls. And they did some looks inspired by the movie and some inspired by the TV show. So I really do appreciate that. And then number seven, we also got the Cheetah Girls, which, the Cheetah Girls collection, I personally don't really like it that much because it's not inspired by any of their movie looks. I feel like I personally would have loved it more if it was inspired by their movie looks, but some of the looks we got for the Cheetah Girls dolls were inspired by maybe concert looks or photo shoot looks, but I feel like if they had actual worn outfits that were in the movie, I feel like I would have appreciated them more. Number eight, one of my favorites, I know I keep saying that a lot, but this one is definitely my favorite, is High School Musical. And we got the High School Musical dolls in basically two forms. When the movie first came out, they did Barbie proportions. And then later down the line, they basically kind of rebooted the dolls and transferred them to the Skipper dolls, which they are really cute. We got them for High School Musical 1, 2, and 3. And we also got a Disney Store collection, which the Disney Store collection quality is good, once again, like I said, but the faces just weren't there. And lastly, we also got Teen Beach Movie dolls, which they were made by Display. And the dolls were very cutesy. I don't really think they look like who they're supposed to be, except maybe one of them, which I really do see Grace is the actress who plays Layla in Teen Beach Movie. I see her in her doll, and maybe Brady too, just a little bit. But I don't really see it that much in Mac, but the dolls are really cute and I love them.
But honestly, none of these compare to the dolls that we're going to be talking about today. Because all of these past dolls were created by a bunch of different companies, so we never really had like a consistent look between the characters. Because the dolls that were made by Mattel had like skipper proportions and they were very like tiny and had, somewhat childlike faces and proportions. But it kind of resulted in them having lower quality outfits that were less detailed because Mattel put in so much time in the face sculpts and, trying to get the likeness right. However, the dolls that we got by Jakks Pacific had a more mature look to them originally, because the start of them we got were the Cheetah Girls and the Hannah Montana dolls that had these 80s Barbie adjacent bodies They had like these bigger breasts and a tiny waist, like 80s Barbie adjacent. And the screenings they gave them left them looking kind of like grown women. They later on switched to these slimmer bodies with swiveled arm articulations that, honestly, it was unnecessary, but it did make them look like who they were supposed to be.
Which leads us to why people prefer the Disney VIP doll line. And the difference between the older Disney Channel dolls and the VIP dolls, the VIP dolls just brought something so better to the table that no other Disney doll line has ever done. And they followed a similar marketing strategy to the Disney princess characters like Ariel, Rapunzel, Tiana, Belle, which basically they wanted to market all of their iconic female characters from the time and group them together and create a brand. So in 2011, Mattel partnered with Disney to create the infamous Disney V.I.P doll line, which VIP obviously stands for very important people. The collection featured fashionable dolls inspired by the popular Disney Channel characters such as Hannah Montana. We had Sharpay Evans, which she's from High School Musical, and you may know her from Sharpay's Fabulous Adventure. We had Cece and Rocky from Shake It Up, Alex Russo from Wizards of Waverly Place. We had China Parks from Ant Farm, and we also had Teddy Duncan from Good Luck Charlie.
The dolls had this glow about them like no other doll line at the time, besides Monster High, which they are pretty similar to. They had these unique outfits that reflected their own personal styles, aesthetics, and personalities. And they had really detailed accessories that had, shoes, purses, jewelry, you name it. And they also had rooted lashes and very detailed face sculpts that made them feel very deluxe. And the concept behind these Disney VIP dolls aimed to capture the essence of popular Disney Channel girls at the time that, tried to make you feel like you had a VIP experience with them.
They had a huge marketing strategy. The marketing strategy basically included the infamous Disney design clothing collection is what we're going to talk about today. The collection consisted of inspired by clothing by the Disney girls at the time. We had, the Alex Russo collection was very boho chic hippie, which was inspired by Alex's outfits around later season 3/season 4. We also had the Sharpay collection, which was obviously glam and NYC inspired, lots of sequins there, very influenced on Sharpay's character at the time. And then we also had the China Parks collection, was inspired by, schoolgirl aesthetic, which China rocked a lot throughout season 1. And then we also had the Cece and Rocky collection, which was more of a very much sporty, athletic wear inspired by, season 1 and season 2. And we also had a Teddy Duncan collection, which her collection was very much girl next door because Teddy, normally the outfits that she would wear in the show, she didn't really go anywhere. It was just cute, lounge clothes with floral prints.
We had Sunny Monroe, who sported a lot of office chic outfits with a lot of vests, blouses, and skirts, and that reflected that in the line. We had Teen Beach Movie, which had a retro vintage style, also incorporated a lot of beachwear and motorwear. Of course, we had Descendants, so everything was leather and spikes, so it was very villain-esque. Allie Dawson's style is very similar to Teddy's in that way, and they kind of had a very similar collection where their outfits were very girl next door, a lot of florals, a lot of different prints, also remaining very chill at the same time. We had Riley and Maya from Girl Meets World, whose outfits on the show were upcycled and thrifty and kind of 70s retro boho inspired, and they reflected that in their collection. We had Jessie, whose outfits were very upper chic, very NYC, a lot of dresses, big chunky belts, and nice patterns. We had Skylar Lewis from Girl vs. Monster, whose collection was very ghoulish and edgy. And then lastly, we had Liv and Maddie, whose collection was sporty and glam, respectively, for each of the sisters.
Oh, y'all, they went all out with promo for this collection. They had big store displays, as I mentioned, and they also had some of the Disney girls going in store for meet and greets and basically to promote this clothing line that they had at the time. We also had the VIP website, which you could get the inside scoop on the girls with secret hidden codes on their VIP cards the dolls came with. The website included games, biographics of the girls at the time, and printouts. There is some media from the website. Luckily, some people were able to save and record, so we're going to insert some of those clips here so you could get a taste of that website at the time. Now we're going to talk about scandals and canceled products. Miley Cyrus was contracted for another movie and a finishing season with 20-ish episodes full of fun guest stars. But due to issues along the way, the movie sequel was scrapped, and the season known as Hannah Montana Forever had episodes scrapped, and even the season season was cut short. Allegedly, a lot of these changes were due to Miley trying to get out of her Disney contract and rebelling against the company by allegedly, refusing to turn up to photo shoots for Hannah Montana Forever, leaving us with Disney literally having to take Miley's face from old photo shoots, maybe photo shoots from season 3 or season 2, and edit them onto somebody else's body dressed as Hannah Montana to sell off, the updated merch and releasing music that didn't coincide with the vision Disney had basically created for her. So it was a mess for my girl Miley. As a result of Miley acting out, such as smoking and posing with a penis cake, and doing inappropriate actions, just ruining her Disney image, Disney was not playing with that at all. And I don't blame the girl because she was trying to get away and stray from that image. But girl, did you really have to do that? Disney allegedly was basically just trying to blacklist her by not playing her music on Radio Disney. They were clearing out Hannah Montana merch in stores. And, along with this was the Hannah Montana VIP doll. Due to her not lasting long on shelves, the doll goes for just insane, crazy prices within, the secondhand market, which it just makes it incredibly hard for fans of the show to get a hold of, which really sucks.
A similar situation had happened with Demi Lovato, who played Sunny Monroe on her hit show Sunny with the Chance, and Michi Torres on Camp Rock 1 and 2, but this time, her doll didn't even make it to the shelves. In recent years, Demi has shared her past experiences of her struggle with substance abuse. During her Disney days, Demi had went into treatment around November 2010, and due to this, it caused an effect on the Disney brand, leaving them no choice but to reboot her own show without her. Because of this, it is unknown how far the Sunny VIP doll went into production, but it is assumed amongst fans that she was ready to go out on shelves. We have talked personally to designers who worked on the Disney VIP dolls that have told us she had an Amazon listing at the time that ended up getting taken down, which showed a HD image of the doll. At the time of this recording has never been found to our knowledge, so it is kind of lost media in a sense. A theory we came up with is that after being scrapped, the Sunny doll was swapped out with Teddy Duncan, who was rushed into production quickly after. The reason we think this is because on the back of the Teddy Duncan box, if you look close enough, there is a So Random logo. And the Teddy doll actually has a strikingly similar face sculpt to the Sunny doll from the images we've seen. Maybe it was a hidden gem the designer probably planted, who knows?
Alongside of the canceled Sunny doll, there's images shown of a canceled Wave 2 Sharpay doll from Sharpay's Fabulous Adventure. This doll is seen sporting a pink dress that was also seen in the movie while Sharpay's exploring New York City. This doll includes a beautiful necklace with her name that says Sharpay, so I would love this doll to come out because I think that is a fun, cute accessory that the doll comes with. Also, we're supposed to receive a fashion pack, which the fashion pack was canceled, which the fashion pack included her head dog, Boy, and the outfit that is seen in the fashion pack is the My Boy and Me scene from the movie. Another wave was canceled, listed underneath the name Get Glam. This wave starred Cece Jones and Rocky Blue, which featured their party dresses from Season 1, Episode 7, and Alex Russo as well, which featured her look from Season 3, Episode 14. There isn't much knowledge on this wave other than the few images from the designer's portfolio and Amazon listings. With a description of what the dolls come with, which was a keychain, we also saw a test head for Cece with glittery blue eyeshadow. The last doll we wanted to discuss was an alleged Wave 2 Hannah Montana doll, which was supposed to be sporting an orange dress worn in the show. We also were supposed to receive a Tawny Heart doll to go with the scrapped Sunny Monroe doll. This information comes from comments made from designers who had worked on the line at the time.
But sadly, all good things come to an end. Although the Disney VIP doll line gained a lot of popularity, Mattel discontinued production in 2012 due to declining sales. Not even just the VIPs were struggling, but the doll market as a whole. Monster High wasn't doing so well. Their sales were also going down, which was reported with even Barbie at the time, one of the most popular doll lines to exist. They even tried advertising electronics with her to keep up with the trends, but unfortunately, kids just weren't interested in dolls anymore. Electronics and video games were slowly coming up and taking the reign, and the disinterest in dolls started to increase with teenage girls, and unfortunately, the downfall of fashion dolls began. Many doll collectors and customizers truly adored this line. A couple have even gone as far as to make custom dolls for characters from other Disney Channel shows. We have Dolleka on Instagram, who's made a Zombies VIP Addison, Bobby's Doll, who's made Descendants VIPs like Audrey and Evie, myself, who's made dolls for Jessie, Girl Meets World, Casey Undercover, and Mal from Descendants. There's also Chamie Creates, who rerouted a Disney VIP Hannah and even made a Michaela doll. Here's a list of other members in the Disney VIP community. We have Life-Size Barbie, French Disney Princess, the Vampire Twins, who had the Get Glam CC doll head, Frostbite 323, Disney VIP Dolls, Doll Travesty, Dill Grove, our dear friend Jodem Dolls, Celebrity Doll Collector 18, and Barbie Duh, and
We
Dolls and Lizards.
We love the Disney VIP line and even started a petition in 2020 for Mattel to reboot the line and give us more characters from modern Disney Channel shows at the time, likely like, Sydney to the Max, Raven's Home, and Coop and Cammy, but it just did not make any noise.
Yeah, the dolls are just perfect to me. I don't know. And they're like the perfect mix between the Mattel Skipper type of dolls we got for Hannah and High School Musical and kind of like Ever After High. They're, in my opinion, one of the most underrated doll lines of the 2010s. It was also like Mattel's peak in that like 2010, 2011 era before they fell off, which is also why I think it kind of got overshadowed by Barbie and Monster High.
What we personally wanted to see with this line were the side characters and even Disney boys to be included. Imagine having a Harper to go with your Alex doll, or, imagine a Lily or Lola to go with your Hannah and Miley, or even an Olive to go with your China. As for the boys, they could have given us an Austin Moon VIP to go with Allie. That would have been, a very cool thing to see the VIP brand experiment with a boy doll. To be honest, boy dolls don't really sell very well, so I could just really see him only being in a VIP 2-pack.
These are the characters we would have loved to seen if the line continued or rebooted with our present and past Disney Channel girls, keeping in mind how the current doll market is with their love for accessories, 2-packs, and nostalgia. 1. Allie from Austin and Allie. I think an Allie doll with her songbook and microphone to show her love for music and to show her boho chic fashion would have been amazing. 2. Jessie. I think a Jessie doll would be perfect for this line as well, as her dreams were being an actress, and she could come with a script or maybe a director's chair that says her name on the back, and it could also showcase her upper chic fashion. 3. Skylar from Girl vs. Monster. I think since her whole thing is monster hunting, she could come with some monster hunting equipment and more of a ghoulish aesthetic. Number 4, Liv and Maddie. They definitely should have come with a fashion pack for both of them since they have such unique and distinctive outfits. And Maddie could have come with a basketball and Liv could have come with a microphone to show the contrast between the characters. 5. Maya and Riley from Girl Meets World. They were heavily involved with the fashion in the show and their wardrobe. They even helped promote their designed clothing collection because clothes were a main part of their character's aesthetic. And who wouldn't want a Sabrina Carpenter doll? Number 5. Mal and Evie from Descendants would have been decom girls similar to Sharpay, and since we already have the Descendants dolls, I think Mal could have come with her spell book, and maybe Evie could have come with her sewing machine or her magic mirror. Also, keep in mind, all the shows we got had a Disney design collection advertised with the OG Disney VIP doll line. So I assume they were probably up next to get dolls if the doll line hadn't gotten discontinued.
As for the older Disney shows and movies, definitely, I think number 1, Raven from That's So Raven. Have you not seen Raven's wardrobe? Like, imagine that in doll form, the fur, the prints, and Raven's shoe game. I definitely a need. And don't even get me started on Raven's hairstyles. They were, like, immaculate. There were so many different options. So just imagine a full line and just wave with Raven dolls. I think it would be really cool. Number 2, London Tipton from The Sweet Life and Sweet Life on Deck. She's very doll worthy. Look at her wardrobe. It's impeccable. Dare I say she has one of the best wardrobes out of the Disney girls next to Raven. It's very 2000s and stylish, and it just hits home to the 2000s, as I mentioned. So I definitely think she's worth, having a doll. Number 3, Lizzie McGuire. Definitely, it would have been based off the Lizzie McGuire movie or the show. I definitely could see Lizzie or maybe a Lizzie and Isabella 2-pack from the movie, or even Lizzie from the show, as I mentioned, with her funky 2000s fashions. She's in the same boat as London, which I think she's very worthy of, getting a doll, especially with her fashions and, accessories. Number 4, Mitchie from Camp Rock. Since Demi didn't get her justice from her Sunny doll, I think it's only right if she redeems herself through Camp Rock. Camp Rock is more known than Sunny But a Chance, no shade, but personally, I would prefer, a Mitchie doll from Camp Rock. And we have Camp Rock 1 and 2, so there's a couple outfits to choose from. Number 5, lastly, the Cheetah Girls. I personally think this may be a stretch, but I think they deserve dolls. Maybe, a 3-pack if they want to go inspired by Cheetah Girls 3, or a 4-pack. Mattel has done it before in the past with giant packs, so I definitely think, the Cheetah Girls could be a perfect, example for that. And I mean, they have cheetah-licious fashions. I mean, who wouldn't want that in doll form? And we have a lot of options, you know, to choose from. This video is being recorded. The current secondhand market for the Disney VIP dolls are insane. They are very wanted dolls by collectors. To end this video off, we would like to try to get Mattel to either, you know, bring back the VIP dolls with reproductions or older Disney Channel girls that we mentioned earlier in the video. Thank y'all all for joining us today, and we hope you enjoyed and, you know, learned a little bit of new information about the VIP line.
Yes, please make sure to follow us on X, Instagram, and TikTok. We're gonna make sure to link all of those down below. Yeah, just thank you for joining us and listening.
But bye for now, you guys. Thank you for listening, and you guys have a wonderful day.